Students, this is Mahesh Reddy. In this class, I am going to deal about embedded system development process and its tools. What is the development phase of the embedded system? In the development phase, the embedded application development is divided into two categories. One is the hardware part and another one is the software part. Coming to the hardware part, in hardware, first, hardware selection is done according to the requirements. Here we will gather all the hardware, that is IO devices, about the RAM, ROM. We'll discuss later about the hardware selection. Next, after gathering all the requirements, what you will do? We will assemble all of them into a single system, that is called as a target system. Then, coming to the software, you will build the software, that is you will develop the software using some editing tools, that is IDE, and next test the software for errors, next debug the software till the test results are okay. If your test results are okay, what you will do? You will dump this executable file into the hardware to test in the hardware. Next, you will test the coding we have done here in the hardware system. If it is okay, you will end the process. Otherwise, what you will do, if there are any errors in the software, then you will again begin the cycle of the software. That means again we will edit the program, again test, again debug, and again dump your code into the testing hardware. If there is any errors in the hardware, then what you will do? You will reassemble the hardware and test again. These are the things what you will observe in the development phase. That is the things what are done in the development phase. Let us see. The embedded system development process defines a step-by-step procedure to convert the requirements or problem definition into working product. First, what we will do? We will define a problem. What is the problem? For example, so many are waiting in the bank counters for money. The problem is waiting for money in banks. What is the solution? ATM is the solution. If ATM is there, means they will withdraw money just by going to the ATM anytime. So what is the solution? ATM. What is the problem? Waiting for money in the banks. So the embedded system development process defines a step-by-step procedure to convert the requirements of problem definition into a working product. Their working product is the ATM. For example, I am saving. Next, in embedded system, there are two components. What are they? Hardware and software. You know. What are the components? Hardware and software. We need to define detailed process for both hardware and software development here. That is, we have to define the hardware requirements. Next, we have to build the software, test that software, and again create the executable file, and we have to test the executable file again in the hardware. Let us see what are the hardware requirements. The hardware requirements is selection of the processor. You should select the processor. Calculate the memory requirements. What are the memory requirements you needed for building an application, that is RAM, ROM, etc. Identifying the input devices, then identifying the output devices. What are the input devices you needed? What are the output devices you needed? Identification of communicator interfaces, that is, you want to communicate from one place to another place. Then what are the communication interfaces you needed? Whether you need UART or USB, or for internal communication you need SPI, I2C. Those are the communication interfaces. Then identification of test points for debugging. What are the test points for debugging your software? Identify supply voltage and current requirements. What is the amount of voltage you required for your application? What are the current requirements for your application? Next, identification of other modules. That is whether you need application specific ICs or not. Next, design of architecture. After gathering all these things, you design an architecture. And these are all the hardware requirements. After that, design a circuit and PCB. Understand? Therefore, the hardware design process involves all these things. After completion of all these things, you will design the final circuit on the PCB. And let us see here. Here you can see the testing process of your application. How you test your application. First, edit your program, then test, then debug, and then dump your program into the hardware. Check whether it is for your specification or not. No means again what you will do? You will edit your program, again test your program, and again debug your program. Again check. If it is as per your requirements, then end. Then almost your application will be completed. Then approaches during the edit, test, and debug cycle are as follows. Using IDE, IDE means Integrated Development Environment, or it is also called as a prototype tool. With the help of IDE, you will write the code and you will debug your code in the host system. Next, using a simulator for a hardware. Next, we will use a simulator for a hardware to test in the host system whether it works in hardware or not. Before dumping your code in the hardware, you can test it in the simulator. Simulator is one which resembles your hardware. Next, what you will do? Using target processor and in-circuit emulators. In-circuit emulators are those which emulates your hardware. We will test the target processor using target processor, that means your target, and also with in-circuit emulators, whether it is working properly or not. Next, you will dump your code into the target system and you will test your code with the target system. This is the final stage. First, you will check your code in the simulators, that is software which are available. Next, emulators. Emulator means hardware which resembles the original target system. In-circuit emulator is one which resembles your original target system. Next, you will check here. Finally, you will check your code in the target system, that is your original application board. Understand? And coming to the software development tools. What are the software development tools we are having for writing the code, debugging the code? Look here. Host system and software development tools are used for developing, testing, and debugging the embedded software in development phase. What are they? The software development tools include editor, next compiler, next assembler, linker, locator, debug. These are the various software development tools that are used for creating executable file. See, here editor is one which is used for writing your programs. You can write the programs in assembly language or you can write the program in high level language like C or C++. Next, assembler. Look at the assembler. Assembler is one which is used for converting assembly language code into the machine level code. If you are writing directly code in assembly language, then assembler takes that code and directly converts into the machine level language. Or if you are writing code in high level language like C or C++, then it is given to the compiler. What compiler do? Compiler convert your high level language code into assembly language. Again it is given to the assembler. Some compilers have internal assemblers, some do not have. Compiler gives an assembly code to the assembler. Assembler converts assembly language code into the machine level code. Next, linker. Linker is one which combines all the objective files into a single object file with single executable code. Linker is one which combines all the object files into a single executable code. Next, locator. Locator is one which is used to locate the sort of memory location where you have to dump the code in the target system. For writing code and creating executable file, no, those executable files should be loaded into the target system. That loadable memory location is decided by the locator. Next, debugger. Debugger is one which is used for finding the bugs in your program. It debugs your program to find the errors and bugs present in the program.